Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we're talking about the future of acoustic guitars. We're talking about Torrefaction. Let's get into it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Mac Wright. If you like what you're seeing, please remember to like and subscribe down below. It does help out the channel. So here's the deal. Today we're talking about Torrefaction, and the reason why is because I went to a Taylor Guitars roadshow, which is where a representative from Taylor comes to one of their local dealers and puts on a little show. They play through a lot of the guitars, they talk about Taylor's history, and they answer questions that customers may have about various decisions that they've made. And one of the questions that was asked was, what will Torrefaction look like for the future of Taylor guitars? And I was very surprised that the rep responded with, it's looking like all of our guitars are going to have torrefied tops by the time we're done revamping them. But before we get into that, let's answer the question, what is Torrefaction? Torrefaction is a newish step that has been added to some guitar builders' process of building guitars. It's where they take the wood that they're about to cut into a various guitar shape, whether that be an electric guitar or an acoustic guitar, and they dry it out by sticking it in an oven, but it's a specific oven that also sucks all the oxygen out of it so that the wood can't catch fire. The reason they do this is because it will actually dry out the wood. It will break down the walls of the cells and dry out the sap and water that might be being withheld in those cells. Now, while a lot of builders do this, today we're talking specifically about torrefied tops, meaning the tops of acoustic guitars. This is something that a lot of manufacturers started doing kind of around 2016, as far as I can see. And it was usually something that was on like specialty guitars like Martin's HD line or the Builder's Edition or higher level specialty editions of Taylor guitars. I know Breedlove has also done it, and just about every guitar manufacturer has done it to some line or another of their guitars. There's two benefits to this. The first is that it tends to give it a more played in sound. There is an actual process that occurs when you buy an acoustic guitar and you play it over the course of 5, 10, 20 years. The guitar will open up, is what we hear people say, and it sounds better on, year 10 than it did on day 1. The reason why is because it does go through that process. It dries out, it stabilizes, and it makes it so that it vibrates a little bit better and becomes more open sounding. Torrefaction is a way to accelerate that process by drying it out and almost aging it a little bit more. In addition to that, it will also darken the wood a little bit in color. It actually gives it a little bit of that darker, more played in look. The second benefit of Torrefaction is that because it sucks out all the water and all the sap, the top of the guitar is less likely to move and shift over time, and therefore you get increased stability right off the bat. Now, like I said, when this first started to become a thing, first things first, the biggest issue is that there's not a company out here who's building ovens that can get that hot and also suck the oxygen out of it. And what that means is that a lot of the manufacturers had to build their own ovens in order to even have this as an option for their guitars. And of course, whenever something is special or costs more money for them to make, they jack up the price. However, as the years have gone on and Torrefaction has become more and more common, what we find is that builders are actually using it in more and more guitars, specifically Taylor. You can actually go to their website and see that it is available in the Baby Series, GS Mini Series, 100 Series, 200 Series, 500 Series in the Builder's Edition, 600 Series, 700 Series Builder's Edition, and Koa Series. Also, what was discussed in the roadshow is that they're using it now in the Academy Series as well, which is kind of their beginner stage guitars. So the question is, why? Why would they want to use that on every single one of their guitars? Well, it's all about stability. As many of you know, Taylor guitars is all about playability and stability and just manufacturing like the most consistent, perfectly built guitar. Disclaimer, this is not an argument of Taylor is better than all the other guitar builders. This is just their philosophy. Their whole goal is, can we build the most consistent, playable guitar? And so it makes sense that their thought process is, well, if there's something we can do that can increase stability right off the bat, why would we not do that on every single one of our guitars? Now, this is a debate that gets a lot of people in the guitar mob pretty heated, because a lot of the purists feel that if you're going to play an acoustic guitar, you should take the time and age it yourself. It's kind of like relicking a guitar, right? You shouldn't have to pay for someone to relic your guitar, to fake the wear and tear that should be on your guitar naturally from years and years of playing and touring and gigging. Instead, you should buy an acoustic and let it age with you. And I'll be honest, when I first heard about Torrefaction, I kind of had that feeling as well, where it was like, well, I'd like the opportunity to age my guitar and to grow with it, until I saw this. This is my Martin SWDGT. I just checked the serial number on it and it says it's from 2009, which means that it's about 15 years old. And I love this acoustic guitar. It's my favorite acoustic guitar that I own. I think it's beautiful, it's grown, it's opened up really, really nicely. However, if we take a look at the top of the guitar here, we can actually see that the bridge is a little tilted and that the wood on this side of the bridge is a little higher than the wood on this side of the bridge. It's sunken in as that string tension has pulled on the bridge for the past 15 years. I'll hold it up again and see if I can get a better angle for you. Now, while I know that a lot of acoustics go through this process and that it is just part of having an all solid wood guitar, it makes me a little sad to see that happen to my guitar. And it makes me wonder if there was a way to save it, to make it so that it didn't bend and curve like that, would I have taken it? Now, I'll be the first to say that I don't know where I stand on this debate. I really don't, because I see both sides of it. I see the side of wanting a more stable guitar right off the bat, but I also see that side of wanting to have a guitar that I've grown with and that has grown with me as well, and that opens up over the years and it feels like, you know, you have that relationship with it. I will also say that most builders on their website, when they talk about their Torrefaction process, say that there's no way an oven can recreate those years of opening up and that it will still do that, right? This is not a substitution, just more of an acceleration. I just thought it was interesting that when all is said and done, the goal of Taylor Guitars is to make it so that everything is torrefied. So what do you guys think? Is it the devil's work, witchcraft, or is it something that you're genuinely interested in? Do you think that all guitar builders should switch to Torrefaction, or do you think it's something that should be offered in specific lines of guitars that builders have? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Mac Wright. Please like and subscribe. Go make someone else's day better. And of course, as always, we will see you around.